to Back Issues. I am Sal.
I'm Ethan.
And I'm Ben.
We are back from New York Comic Con. You have probably seen a whole week's worth of amazing New York Comic Con footage.
I was a ninja the whole time.
Yeah, Ben was there the whole time. You just didn't see him. Spot him,
Really good at that.
you get a Little House No Prize. So today we're going to do another episode of Back Issues. As you can tell, we're ready to go. But, I'm kind of feeling a little separation anxiety,
What do you mean?
Well, we spent the whole weekend with the guys from the Weekly Pull, Comic Story and Marvel Explained, comics reviews, and
Oh, that's who those guys were?
yeah.
I thought it was just
thought
Benny,
they were just-
Rob, and Dave.
Well, that's them, but they also
were
run
just
their own
following us
channels.
around. I didn't realize.
Well,
they
they
actually
were,
have
but
channels and stuff.
No, yeah,
That's-
they got channels and everything.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Yeah, and I feel like
It's funny. You don't talk about them at all.
it's funny that you should say that because I feel remiss. I feel like I miss them. I wish they could be part of this. You know what I mean? I want to share. I feel like if only there was something
Well, you
we could
can't.
Yeah, there's no way. It's
They're
impossible.
not, they left.
do. Well, maybe not. Maybe the comic spirit at the con. Maybe it gave me a little magic. Maybe if I tried this, That's better. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Back Issues and the Weekly Pull.
Why have we not done this before?
I know, right? I didn't know I had magic powers. That's kind of cool. It's all that comic book reading. It really just imbued me with the power cosmic, I think.
Did you run on a treadmill?
Right?
I don't
Cosmic treadmill?
I don't know how I got here.
I know, right?
You might want to warn us next time, though. Dave
Yeah.
may have been jacking it.
It's true. For those of you who are
I'm
not
just gonna
familiar,
sit over
although
here.
you have to be by now, we are joined today by co-hosts from The Weekly Pull, which you can visit at theweeklypull.net or .ninja.
I love that. Yeah.
.ninja.
I bought Dot Ninja.
You bought .ninja?
We have the Weekly Pull Dot Ninja.
Here's the
Shouldn't
thing
you
that's
not be able to use it? Shouldn't that automatically kill the computer?
Here's the thing that's worse. .ninja was more expensive than .net.
That was $25, and then they gave me .net for $5 extra.
But it's
Nobody
it's
uses
amazing.
.net.
Since we were
Hi, I'm Rob from Marvel Explained.
I'm Benny Potter from Comic Storian.
Dave's like, I'm Dave.
Dave from Comics Reviews.
There's no one left to
Dave.
joke with.
Anyway, I thought, since it's the last video in TV Little House's coverage of New York Comic Con, we've been together for a whole weekend doing all kinds of crazy shenanigans that I won't get into specifically, although you have all seen it already.
Boy,
And
time
we've-
travel's a bitch.
It is, right? Yeah. I don't even know if this is like an alternate version of us where we've already done it. Anyway, so thought, hey, why don't we get together one last time and do a Back Issues, right?
Yeah, one last time.
Yeah.
One last
time.
back. Wait, this is the last.
Until
Well,
the,
for
the
that-
world
for
is
that-
ending
with
tomorrow,
that, no,
so.
no,
We're not doing this
He didn't
again.
tell you this is the
This
end of
is
it.
it, yeah.
That's why you guys got the high quality camera for the last episode
Exactly.
ever.
We figured,
Yeah, splurge a bit. Make it really nice before you tank it.
Back Issues is such a well-oiled machine. I thought, why not throw 3 monkey wrenches into it?
I don't know
So,
what you're talking about. We're not actually here. This is the futuristic hologram.
oh, I see.
Yeah.
He technically called you guys tools.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. Like,
I ignored
Yeah,
that.
right? Thanks for calling me out. son
No,
of a bitch.
and that's perfectly fine. And now, Rob and I would like to ask every one of the fans on our channels to come and hate on Sal.
Yeah.
Please.
Just take all your anger.
Why do I
and
think
pour
that's
it
going to
into
get
his
edited?
Why
out?
do I get the feeling?
You get this weird voice in. Everyone, come subscribe to Sal.
We're finally, I say finally because we talked about this off camera for a long time. We're doing Craven's Last Hunt.
I thought you were going to say World War Hulk.
We're doing World War Hulk.
That would be
No,
awesome.
we're never
That
doing
would
I
be
know that
awesome.
story.
We were going to do World War Hulk this week, but somebody commented about it. And you know what
That's
that
right,
means?
that's right.
Craven's Last Hunt by J.M. DeMatteis, Mike Zeck, and Bob McLeod.
Is he humping his rifle?
He's
Yes.
crouched!
No, he is humping his rifle.
Well,
Craven
he's
Craven
cradling
is a
it because he
crazy
just-
guy.
I will state this as a man who
Wow.
spent a lot of time with firearms while overseas. You become very intimate with your rifle.
That's right.
It is your dick, right?
It's
You
yes.
protect it, you care for it, you clean it.
And when you're cleaning it, it's a
Well-
very, very specific motion that needs
Yeah.
to go on.
It's a
I
delicate
protect and
process.
care for it, like cleaning it's a little.
Sometimes
Well,
it
you gotta
accidentally
clean it.
flares.
This
He's
is
also
actually
wearing manties.
Yeah.
Is he?
Well, I mean, it's a...
No, he's not. He's wearing a loincloth. And
Why would
got
anybody
quite a bit of
buy
legs.
this? Looking at this cover, why would you buy this?
Well,
hey,
Craven-
Spider-Man
Craven is like
porn.
yeah.
exactly.
I
slash
guess that's
fiction.
what they were going for. Yeah.
No, this is actually an out-of-print version of Kraven's Last Hunt. This is a classic.
Because it's porn?
No, because it's cool, and you guys don't even know.
This was Spider-Girl before Spider-Girl. This is...
Yeah.
He is naked in the first several pages.
Yeah.
Well,
He's
yeah.
making a lot in this book. From what
Rob,
I've
you
seen.
can't explain it. This isn't Marvel explained. This
No.
is Sal explained.
Oh, that's right.
Back issues.
Well,
Initial
I'm
impressions?
just going to sit here and shut up.
No, you can explain it. What?
Said initial impression, the art's actually pretty good.
Right? I really like the art.
Wow.
I think that's because this book is in fairly good condition because the pages are still glossy.
Oh, well,
And sticky. I'll be that guy. I hate all old art. Just so that.
Oh, dear God, no.
I'm
man.
just so somebody
you
can
don't
be
like,
against
you
it.
don't like stuff
This
like...
isn't not.
No,
this
that
is
looks.
good.
Hard. You know what I want to see is more like Walking Dead sketches. That's.
Oh, my God.
This is a story that kind of takes this really classic, one of like the first Spider-Man villains, Kraven the Hunter, who has always been silly and dumb. And like, because he's always like, "Oh, Spider-Man's my greatest prey. I will hunt him down." And you're like, "Okay, well, you hunted him like 6 times. I think it's
And-
time to stop."
Yeah, and you were never successful.
And DeMatteis kind of like takes that idea and runs with it, where he's like, "I have to hunt him one last time, and if I don't win, I'm going to fucking kill myself."
I love the accent.
That's
Is that his accent?
that's my Russian accent.
Is he Russian?
Yeah, he is.
Okay.
His name's Sergei Kravenov,
Oh, yeah, it's Russian.
right?
Or, I mean, could be, Polish or Czechoslovakian.
Well, it could be Eastern European.
Well, we're just going to err on the side of caution. and
Yeah,
say
I
Russian.
think he is Russian.
Russian.
Is there a montage where he kills a bunch of wildlife and then says, I still haven't done it?
Oh no, there is a
I still
montage.
have
That's
not
just
done
implied
his
by the
story.
character, right?
It's true.
Like, that
Well,
he's done that.
he has he's hunted every of all the greatest predators, but like none so fierce and difficult.
As the T-Rex.
Now, if that's how they had dispatched the Kraven the Hunter, if they'd been like, "Oh fuck you," and just send him through time, and he's like, and then he goes to the like fucking dinosaur
Jurassic
era,
World,
yeah, and he's like, finally, eat.
Chomp.
Oh well.
I would do. I
So
would
that
so
doesn't
do
happen.
They could have
No,
pulled
that's
a
not
Batman
what
through time
happens.
on him.
Yeah. Well, in this one, DeMatteis is like, you know what? Kraven the Hunter's a stupid villain. But let's tell an awesome story about him. So we kick things off with a montage, kind of Kraven naked in his estate, and he is just kind of freaking out a little bit because he's kind of resigned himself to the idea, I'm going to hunt Spider-Man.
I missed that scene in the video game. The whole naked Kraven one.
Yeah, no, that didn't happen. And like he does fight animals, but they're taxidermed.
Yeah.
They're all like
Wait,
trophies.
So
from
they're
his-
statues.
So he's like
He
crazy?
fights
He
dead
just
animals?
he breaks them and shit.
Yeah.
That's
See?
pretty fucking
Oh, man, I could do that.
Isn't
I could
that
be a great hunter.
isn't that like his life's work?
Still
though?
life
Is
Yeah,
animals.
he's always hunted them. Yeah,
And it means nothing.
Get kicked out of the
because
zoo
he
every
doesn't
second.
exactly. Because he's always been beaten by
I'm hunting
Spider-Man.
koalas.
I'm the greatest.
So there's a couple of like other
Prairie
things
dogs.
that happened beforehand that punctuate this. Kraven has gone totally batshit insane. At the same time,
No, you don't say.
yeah, right? But more so than before. And while this is a period in Spider-Man's history where Spider-Man has gotten rid of the alien symbiote costume,
Okay.
but he still likes the black and white costume, so he makes a cloth version of it.
Okay.
So he
It
wears that
sells comics.
Just because it looks cool?
because it looks really cool.
Okay.
And
I mean,
for
and
that,
plus, like, fans were used to, like,
Yeah.
like Spider-Man fans didn't want to see like the Secret Wars costume go away.
yeah,
Okay.
it was
They wanted
really
to see it.
popular.
Right. So he decided to keep it, even though when he was in black costume, like,
Well,
bad stuff
the
happened.
funny thing
right?
is,
Well,
The-
he didn't do the
He
bad
turned
stuff.
emo.
in the that's only in the movies. In the comics, the black costume, all it did was attach itself to him and like take him out to be Spider-Man while he's asleep. So he was always just exhausted.
Oh. It
And
didn't,
then
like,
later,
eat people
It
while
didn't
he
eat
was-
people. It
No.
didn't make him angry or like moody. It didn't sap his strength.
That's only Eddie Brock.
I see.
Well, it's only when
Whoa.
they tried to tell the Venom stories in other media without telling the Secret Wars story that they were like, well, now we can change the costume a little bit. We can make the costume like a parasite. We can make the costume malevolent in a grander way. We can make it like make him more antagonistic and more evil and stuff like that. That was retconned. And then in the comics, they were like, people really seem to like that, and it's way easier to tell that story because in the comics, the reason the costume's angry is just because it's a jilted lover. It offers to attach itself to Spider-Man. He's like, ew, gross, get away.
Yeah.
Right.
And then it's like, well, fuck you then.
Right.
And then it
not, I'm going to eat people.
no.
Right.
In fact, in fact, when he gets rid of it for the first time, he goes to a church and he goes to because he knows that Sonics can affect it, and the bells from the church. He goes right up to the bells.
Yeah,
and
I saw
bells-
the movie.
Yeah, well,
Symbolic.
What about the emo scene? I want to know when he went emo.
Yeah.
I want to know
Doesn't.
when he
He's,
took
like,
all those
dancing
pipes
and
and
stuff.
started hitting them.
Oh my god! The xylophone scene?
Yeah,
That's what you're gonna walk away from with that? Anyway, the bells get the costume off him, but the bells are so powerful and so like destructive that they start to like hurt Peter Parker.
Oh.
And the costume uses its last ounce of strength to pull Peter Parker's body away from the bells. So even though it
throws
knows,
him out a
right,
window.
but it knows that he tried to kill it, but it still loves him, so it protects him.
Wow.
And then it like goes away.
Yeah, and it finds Eddie Brock.
And it finds Eddie Brock, who's coincidentally in the same church, about to kill himself and begging for forgiveness for doing so,
Yeah.
as we've discussed
Right,
on
right,
the
in the
first
movie,
episode
yeah.
of Back Issues.
So just like the movie,
Yeah.
it dripped
Yeah.
down onto him.
Kind of, actually. I mean,
So
like
the
it didn't
movie
drip.
actually was pretty accurate.
so the movie was dead
that
on.
One part of the movie was accurate. It also
But what
wasn't-
about the emo-ness?
That's not in there.
What about
Actually,
when?
this book is totally emo.
What about when Topher Grace like took the mask off and he had fangs?
Oh yeah, that was great, wasn't it? What a
Wait, what?
Great
I don't even remember.
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
movie, yeah.
Oh,
It was because the Venom costume
I guess I
looks
blocked
so
it out.
cool
Right.
that don't show that. We want to see Topher Grace's stupid fucking face
Yeah.
with fangs. Like the costume is like
Turning him into...
actually changing his physiology. Fuck that movie.
Well, I mean, the symbiotes kind of did that. Like they were sentient, so like they sapped the strength of
Yeah,
their
later,
possessor. Yeah,
But they don't
and
turn
so-
you into
but they don't
Yeah,
make
no,
you into
yeah.
a vampire
Yeah, they don't
like
change
it
you
did
into
in that
something.
stupid movie.
Yeah.
Anyway, in this, he's wearing a cloth version of it. He ditches the costume, and then like the Fantastic Four contain it for him, and then it escapes, and then it gets him again, and then they have to shoot it with a sonic gun. It's a mess.
You also realized that it was much easier getting around at night in a black costume.
Oh yeah!
Yeah.
As opposed to the American fucking flag. Yeah.
Wasn't his costume the same color of the spider that bit him?
No, that's in
Oh.
that's the movie too.
Ah.
No, in the comic.
Damn you, movie thoughts!
In,
Get up!
in like Amazing Fantasy 15, the spider is black.
Yeah, it's just like a regular spider.
Just a spider.
So he's really going back to his roots with the black.
Technically, yeah.
Yeah, but
Or
when you
his
go
web.
back and you like read Original
His
Sin, it's
black
actually,
roots.
Like, black or it's red, white, and blue spider. It's weird.
Oh.
Like a
I guess they
multi-
changed it.
Yeah, I see.
That's one comic historian. All right. So the other things that are happening in this book, it had been outed that Ned Leeds, a fellow newspaper reporter at the Daily Bugle, had in fact been the Hobgoblin, and the Hobgoblin had betrayed the Kingpin, and so the Kingpin and the Foreigner had Hobgoblin, aka Ned Leeds, executed, while Spider-Man and Wolverine were in Germany.
Okay.
Like on vacation?
They were doing Spider-Man was doing some kind of like news thing with Ned, and Wolverine was there doing something else. And so they team up. It's actually a
Question for you, Mr. Sal.
Yeah.
Is this the same Hobgoblin that comes back later in the
Now-
Spider Island series?
Kind of, because
That's an old
back
man.
then, Roger Stern had written this really cool story, this mystery about the Hobgoblin. Who's the Hobgoblin? And like there were all these red herrings and different characters that it could have been, like Flash Thompson and Ned Leeds, and this guy Mackendale, and also this guy Roderick Kingsley.
I'm gonna guess it was Ned Leeds.
It was not. Originally,
just told me
well,
it was.
well, that's the thing
He
about
red
the
herringed
Hobgoblin.
you. Do you
is
not
that
get that?
It was originally going to be Kingsley, but then they fired the writer from Spider-Man before he could finish the ending, and he didn't tell anybody before he left
That was
that it
good.
was Kingsley. So somebody's like, "Well, Ned Leeds said that he was the Hobgoblin, so I guess he was, right?" All right, well, he was the Hobgoblin. Even though all the evidence, if you think it's Kingsley, points directly to Kingsley. And then later, they told another story called Hobgoblin Lives, where Kingsley comes back out of retirement and he's like, Spider-Man, guess what? I wasn't really Ned Leeds, nah. And then, like, it turns out that Roger Kingsley was the Hobgoblin the whole time. Like, Roger Stern was brought in to write a new story that kind of retcons the accidental retcon of the Hobgoblin.
What about Ben Ulrich? When does he come in?
Ben's always kind of walking around at the Daily Bugle. He's another reporter.
Who turns into the Hobgoblin later?
No.
No,
Yeah.
Oh,
no, he was.
oh,
he
that's.
was, he
I'm
was
sorry,
the-
I got you confused with Phil Urich, who's. Yeah, because Ben Urich is the reporter, and Phil Urich is the nephew of reporter Ben Urich, and he later becomes in the '90s the good guy Green Goblin. and it's stupid.
I don't even have them straight
So
anymore.
let's not even go
What the
there.
hell?
These guys sound like
The point
non-goblins.
is,
That-
strike one for Ben. Ante.
You're just
So-
going down when we do
Yeah.
stuff.
So Ned Leeds is dead, and Spider-Man
Is that
feels
green or hobgoblin?
Hobgoblin, who wasn't even the Hobgoblin. But in this book, at this point, it had been established.
The fake
that
He was
Hobgoblin.
Hobgoblin.
Yeah. So
The
Spider-Man.
hoax goblin.
Yeah. So Spider-Man feels responsible for Ned's death. So he's kind of feeling guilty about that. And then there's like they retcon in that Spider-Man has this like low-level informant who's like this small-time hood named Joe Face. I think he was in like one other issue, but Joe Face dies, and that's important because
Of what?
like I think he got killed
Oh.
because he was an informant, and like
Okay.
as you do.
Right.
And so Joe Face is dead, and so Spider-Man's like feeling really sad, even though he has just gotten back from his honeymoon with Mary Jane. So there's a lot of shit going on. Spider-Man marries Mary Jane. Ned Leeds is outed as the Hobgoblin and executed on his watch. His low-level hood informant Joe Face dies, and Kraven the Hunter is ready for more shit. So wow, is there a lot going on in the story? But Joe Face's death triggers all this like real like emotional
Is
sadness.
this happening in the story, or is this
This is all
prelude?
prelude to this,
Yeah.
That's kind
to
of
this
Wow.
really short book.
Look, all we know going into this book is that finally Peter Parker and Mary Jane have fucked.
Yes.
And he's emo. 'cause
Actually,
of
no,
the
I think
costume.
we established that Spider-Man and Mary Jane fuck right after the original Clone Saga, which we did in a Garden State Comic Fest episode of Back Issues, which you can see a link to right here. Yeah. So, but yeah, he fucks
Wait,
Mary
wait,
Jane
wait.
right after that.
I ask you on that one though. Was it actually Peter Parker, Ben Riley, clone number 9,
It was
or
Peter fucking Parker.
Are
It
we
was
sure?
Never Ben Riley. No.
It amazes me how torn up you get about like all these different clones of like Peter Parker.
What about Kane?
What about Kane? Fucking the Clone Saga is what made me quit comics.
I'm in the same boat as you on that one.
I mean, like, and then I got back in when I bought the issue where Ben Riley the clone dies to make sure. I had quit, and then they were like, "Hey, you know, he
I
dies."
gotta
It's
see
like,
the body.
I want to see it, and
No.
I did, and I was like, "Yeah!"
I jumped out on the Clone Saga, and I'm like, and then I come back later, and I'm like, oh, it's resolved. Ben Riley's the real Peter Parker. And I come back, literally the issue I bought to try and jump back into comics was the one where they're like, no, he really isn't.
Yeah.
He really is a clone.
Yeah, it's a
And
disaster.
I'm like, no,
No.
no.
No, Clone Saga, no. Spider-Man's feeling really emo about everything, and he's like thinking about his own mortality, and now he's like, and I got a woman at home who's waiting for me, like I got a wife. I really have like, I don't know if like maybe being Spider-Man's a good idea, and he's always thinking maybe Spider-Man isn't a good idea.
Right.
At this point,
That's like every other issue.
yeah, I know.
Well, that's very realistic.
It is. It's actually really grounded. I really like the pathos in this book, and DeMatteis does a really nice job of infusing the pathos into it. But then there's also batshit insanity where Kraven goes into a room full of spiders. And I think that actually kicks things off right around here.
Looking at it right now.
Craven jumps
Oh
naked.
no! What have I done?
Craven,
Evil little spiders that I can stop
Craven
on.
takes all of his clothes off. And then he goes
That's
into
how you deal with spiders. I've been doing it wrong in my house the whole
What you
time.
need to do is go into the spider room, the room that's full of spiders.
Then get
Yeah,
naked.
full
Like Scrooge McDuck's fucking money bin. And then dive head first and then eat them.
I'm not.
He cannot eat all
Just
those
pass the
spiders.
around. Well, he starts to eat them.
I told
cannot
you, man,
eat
like,
all
Kraven-
those
Okay, so
Craven's a crazy asshole.
Yeah.
the next time that my wife finds a spider in the house, I'm going to strip
rip all your
naked,
clothes off.
grab
I
the
got
spider,
this.
and be like,
Wait,
got this.
Sal
And
talking
then she
about-
will look at you and be like, "You are never allowed to kiss me again."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll give you the quick rundown of this. Craven eats all these spiders, and then he's like, okay, now I'm ready. And you're like,
Because he got the power of the spiders.
yeah. Well, he's like, I've defeated my enemies, like Totem. So now I'll
Oh
go.
God, man!
We're going back to the totem.
No. This is way
Is
less.
this Edge of the Spider Verse?
This is way less stupid than that.
Symbolically.
Symbolically,
Yeah.
Spider-Man's like
It's a
distracted.
dark-
He's really depressed, and he's sad, and he's swinging through the
Emo, black suit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, so he is being emo in a black suit.
There you go.
It has
Well,
nothing to
he's
do with the
seeing
black
But it's
suit.
not the
Two.
black suit doesn't make him emo.
No, he's just embracing.
Did his hair go sideways?
No, it did not. So anyway, Kraven fucking shoots at him with his rifle. It it catches him off guard. He lands on a nearby rooftop. Kraven's got the drop on him. He throws the net on him, and
Is
then
it a bullet?
Yeah.
Shot with a bullet?
Well, you think
There's a dart
Oh,
first.
it's a dart, so you don't really
Yeah.
know if it's like a bullet or if it's a dart.
Craven always uses
There's
darts.
a what if book where he actually just shoots him with like buckshot and just kills him. But in this one, but by the way, you're reading this and you don't necessarily know if it's a bullet or not.
Okay.
And then he just buries Spider-Man in the backyard of his house.
Well, he has a blowgun
Craven's
here.
house?
yeah, well,
That-
he
that
he
was the
tranks
dart.
him and then he shoots him.
Yeah.
Real quick, when did this book come out? Was this in the middle
This
of
is, like,
2000?
this is like 86.
Yeah.
Okay, this is old then.
Oh yeah.
Because they did like a rehash on that recently, and I got the comics overseas, and I was
Yeah.
like, what is this?
Oh my god. Well, they brought okay. So spoilers. Craven dies at the end of this book, and then like about maybe like less than 10 years ago, they brought him back in a book called Grim Hunt.
Yeah, that's
Because
the
like
one.
they were like, oh my god, you know the amount of stories we could tell with an alive Craven the Hunter? Let's bring him back to life. And then they did, and then no one did anything with him, and they were like, yeah, we probably should have just left him.
Yeah.
Yeah, we probably should have just left him alone.
They're using him in the movies.
Maybe.
And they were until they rebooted again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then DeMatteis decides, let's also bring out Vermin. Vermin's another Spider-Man villain that you don't really see very often because he's a rat man.
Like
That
like
guy.
Verminous Scum and Captain Planet.
He's exactly like Verminous Scum
Wow.
and Captain Planet.
Intriguing.
He looks like it, but without any clothes.
He doesn't have like the hood on.
He wears
No, he's got
jeans.
jeans. You know, he can't have his
Yeah, you can't-
rat dick
Can't
out.
have his
Rat penis just swinging.
Yeah, two
Black
tails.
bar.
The comic
Like
book
freaking
authority
Dr.
would not
Manhattan.
approve.
No,
of that.
and the comic book code authority, for whatever reason, did approve this book.
Hold on, what? Oh,
Well, you never
God.
see a dick.
It's true.
Yeah,
You
We
never
just see a lot of naked man.
There's a lot of implied nakedness.
Yeah, there is.
Man, Mary Jane Watson's got it going on, man.
Well, yeah.
Well, yeah.
When has she not?
Yeah.
Right?
She's.
If I lived in 1986 and I was a comic book character, I'd be hitting it. Just saying.
Right?
And awkward silence in
Goes
the
without
news.
saying, yeah.
What the fuck?
And
Rob?
strike one, Marvel explained. So everyone's got a
I think that's a strike one.
No,
I think
Ethan
that's
doesn't yet.
Oh,
Ethan
under no
should just for the
circumstances,
sake
yeah.
of getting a strike.
There's no strikes there.
He
Then
found
what's
naked
the point
Peter
of
Parker.
strikes? If everyone
true.
just gets them for no
Right?
reason.
I guarantee you Ethan will earn one of these.
Pointless strikes. That's a strike against Sal.
Even I've got one. So, Vermin's attacking, and Vermin's basically, he's like a
What's he attacking?
people.
Yeah.
Vermin is like
Just
this.
killing people?
Vermin's like a. You remember the lizard? Yeah. Like it's this tormented guy. He got experimented on, or like rather, he experimented on himself. He became this mindless
He wants
lizard.
to
He
regrow
attacks
his
people.
arm or something.
Yeah, and so he experiments on himself with lizard DNA. Well, Vermin is like rat DNA, and it's just a lizard, but it's a rat man.
Yeah, he's very similar to like Mole Man from the
Yeah.
Fantastic Four.
Why does Batman have so many?
Spider-Man.
Or Spider-Man? I don't know why I said Batman. Why does Spider-Man have so many
Animals.
Shitty villains?
scientist?
Oh.
That stupid totem idea.
Batman
Like,
does
Because
too.
Spider-Man is a scientist in his own right. Spider-Man got his powers from science, and so like all of them are science, you know, in some way.
He's
They're
actually
grounded.
super smart, like crazy smart.
Yes, Peter Parker is like almost Reed Richards level of intelligence.
well, I
No,
mean,
not
yeah.
that high because spoiler
Well, he's
for
not.
a recent
Well, where's
run
Iron Man?
when he tries to take over Doc Ock's corporation.
Oh, he can't do
He's
it.
completely clueless.
Well, because he's not.
Well, it's not his field.
Yeah, it's not his field exactly.
Well, even after Secret Wars, when he got the symbiote, he went to Reed Richards and said, "What the hell's going on?"
Yeah, what's going on, Reed? I
Yeah.
don't know.
And to be
Reed
fair,
Richards
every
helped him
field
out.
is Reed Richards' field.
Exactly.
And
Yeah,
in
so
Spider-Man's
he's-
defense, he has gotten smarter as the years go on.
Yes.
Because I think in the 80s he was still kind of like, oh, I'm just a college guy that happens
Yeah.
to know a little more than everybody else because I made an adhesive
Except he built
that I can't
magical web shooters, which are like
Well, I mean,
impossible.
now
Yep,
it's like,
that's the thing.
He also got bitten by a spider and got spider powers, which is also
Well,
impossible.
yeah, but like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's impossible for science today to make web shooters, but he made them in
Well,
the
they
80s,
can
so that
make
would
them.
imply that
60s.
he's...
Do you not know what
60s.
silly string is?
Yeah, man.
Just imagine if you
Those
could.
kids
You gotta be
did
pretty
that.
smart to invent something like
Yeah.
that.
Craven becomes Spider-Man. He beats the shit out of some random people who are trying to
That's Spider-Man?
attack Mary Jane as Spider-Man.
Okay.
Why
Wait,
is
are they
everyone
actually
in
trying to
gay
attack her?
outfits?
It's the 80s.
Are they actually trying to attack him?
They're trying to like get.
All right then,
Yeah.
I will accept
They can't
that.
say that they're gonna like rape her.
Oh, they're trying to. Oh, fuck.
Well, it's two men and they're just gonna go get her, and you're like, it's kind of dicey.
Yeah.
So then, Spider-Man, or rather Craven Spider-Man, shows up, and Mary Jane at first is like, "Yay!"
See,
like Spider-Man's here.
I'm fine with her
And
being
then like
half naked.
You're a lot bigger.
he tears
Yeah,
them
look at
up,
that
and she's like,
pose.
I
"Holy
know.
shit!" And then he
I know that
leaves,
pose,
and
right.
she's like, "He didn't know me.
Yeah.
Peter's dead.
Right.
I'm a widow. Holy fuck!" And so
Yeah.
throughout this book,
He's
Mary
evil
Jane is just
opportunity.
freaking out about like Spider-Man being dead or
Yeah.
gone, and also he's been missing for 2 weeks. Like, Spider-Man is in the ground for 2 weeks.
She didn't
and-
file like a missing persons report.
Well, because she's not sure what to do, because, like, if he... I don't want to reveal that he's Spider-Man.
Right.
Yeah, like
Peter Parker
Unmarried
was missing at
Spider-Man.
the
Like,
same time
was
as
missing for
Spider-Man.
2 weeks.
Only 2 years earlier, he had disappeared to Battle World, so, like, maybe he's on
Yes.
Battle World or some shit.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
He's probably
He's
a
been
battle
buried
world.
on the ground for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Spider powers.
dead.
No,
He's dead.
spider powers.
Spider powers.
Spiders
No!
live for 2
Healing
weeks without
factor.
food.
Nope.
Spider powers.
No!
Healing
You need
factor.
oxygen for that!
He has
a little
Spider
bit.
powers.
It's getting through the dirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
Not
rich
inside the
nutrients
coffin.
in the soil.
His new spider absorb oxygen through the soil power.
To be fair, he does have horrible visions and nightmares while he's underground.
So he's probably starved for oxygen.
Yeah. Yeah, his brain is actually starting to, like, shut down.
Yeah, after a couple of hours.
No,
Possibly 4 minutes.
after 9 or 10 days. So,
Can you
Craven,
explain to me what's happening here?
he's drinking spider venom.
Oh, that seems intelligent.
Okay.
Because he doesn't feel like he's proven himself yet. He's defeated some petty muggers. He saved a pretty girl, but he's not Spider-Man yet.
No,
So
That's
then he
gonna
has to
make
hunt
him
down...
more healthy than drinking that spider venom.
Now, I see that there's a bowl of it. Did he milk the spiders for the venom?
Oh, you know he milked
Are you,
the spider.
are you
Oh,
just picture
no
him?
doubt.
You just picture he's like,
Well,
Yeah.
see, before
We'll do
he
Spider-Man.
ate
Do it like the
spider.
like snakes. You gotta like get their fangs right on the end.
Yeah.
and just like
Yeah, it was probably
Drip 'em a
using
little
their, like, pinchers or whatever.
you know that'll only take a year.
Yeah. Well, he has millions of spiders. Plus, some of them are juiced. Because he jumped in them.
actually, hold on.
more goo.
Maybe
Yeah.
there's a behind the scenes panel here where he hires a bunch of teenage kids for like $5
Yeah.
to milk spiders for him.
Exactly.
And one of them is in a straw hat, and he's like, "No, guys, this is so much fun." And someone's like, "Come on, Huck, let me get a turn."
Well, Craven was in the Sinister Six. Maybe he, like, tricked his cohorts into doing it.
Yeah,
I mean,
because
I
you
wanna- I
know
wanna
Doc
see
Ock
it.
would
Like, I
totally
wanna see
fall for
him-
that.
I want to see a panel where he's just like, let's go check on the Venom, and like he just goes and there's like a sweatshop of people just like.
Have we gotten a small dish of it
That's
yet?
the director's cut.
We've got a shot glass. No, niet. Better. Fill. So,
I need a whole bowl.
yeah.
Gotta say.
I need a
Can
whole
we
dish.
make it a small bowl?
expires
No, I
Red
need a
Bull!
like a ramekin?
No,
I
need
need to be able to pour this on my cornflakes.
I need like a milk saucer, like one from Cat's drink.
So I could lap it up. Because that's what he fucking does.
like a spider would. Lap it up.
Yeah, right?
Right? Like a
What does
cat?
that have to do with being a spider?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Oh my
That's
god, he
just
really
sexy.
is.
Yes, I wasn't bullshitting you. He's watching it from the bowl.
But the other thing is, like, the brilliance in the writing is he does all these insane things, but like it doesn't work. And like so he drinks the venom because he's like maybe this will.
Well,
And
of
he just
course it
starts like dying.
He just hurts.
Wait,
Yeah.
hold on.
He
Here's
screams
the kicker.
pain.
Yeah.
After all that time to do the saucer, he knocks it over. The poor sweatshop.
Yeah. All of them are watching from the other room.
He laps.
Really?
He gets one lick.
He's
and then
not
he
going to want
freaks out
more,
and
is
knocks
he?
it over.
Of a cereal bowl full of venom.
Hey, cornflakes.
Yeah.
Or maybe that's just because it wasn't working. Maybe it
Yeah.
was just like,
Well, no, it does.
Long venom!
It
The
does
other
work.
part of spider.
I think it works because then he sees a vision of all the spiders that he ate, like coming together to become a giant
Become
spider.
a giant spider.
Yep.
Was that really a vision, or maybe that happened?
Or maybe that actually
Maybe that
fucking
actually
happened.
I told
Maybe
you,
they
like
finally got
Craven
together
is-
and unionized.
Yeah. They were like, listen, we are getting eaten by the thousands. We need to get together. I think we need to become Mecha Spider. And they're like, I think we really... Have we gotten that far yet? Have we really gone to the
think
point of
we
Mecha
have.
Spider? I think we have.
If there was ever a time
Listen,
to form Mecha
let me
Spider.
show you
I'll
the...
form that mouth.
Let me... If you have any doubts, let me show you the sweatshop.
We're-
Let me show you the
we're-
milking
I'm-
room.
Look at how they're
political
milking
polls,
room.
were
And
there
if you
political polls
And they're all
for-
like-
for the
My God. So they're all...
Almost 8 hours.
Rob, you were saying...
No, I'd love to see, like, I want to see this movie. Like, I want to see the Craven's Last Hunt movie, and it's got to have a scene where,
Well,
like,
with this shit.
a whole bunch of spiders, like, come together.
Yeah,
and,
to
like,
become a
form
spider.
giant
We-
I
spider.
don't think you could I don't think you could resist doing that in animation.
Oh, yeah, no,
We
way.
need to
You
find
will
somebody
be
who
sure
can animate
that
this.
Sony will make that.
No, okay.
Well, that's the
this,
reason.
this is me putting it out. We need someone who can find an animator, and you need to animate the last hunt behind the scenes.
Yeah. All the shit we're talking about. We want
Do
to
you
see
guys
that.
not know that's what I went to school for?
Oh, there we go.
There
Well,
you go.
the problem is, like, Sony will make that, and then Sony will, like, fuck it up.
No, yeah.
They'll make
it
that,
really...
and then the Sinister Six will show up,
Yeah.
and then the Green Goblin will turn in and be flaky and turning weird, but he turns back to normal, and then it'll turn out that the Green Goblin's father actually wanted to kill Peter Parker, but that was a deleted scene only used for the trailer to get people to go watch the movie because it's not
Craven.
actually in the movie.
Craven will turn into the spider from Lost in Space.
Yeah.
The spider creature.
Oh, God,
that was a cool movie.
That was a
What was
cool
that,
movie.
like Dr. Smith or something?
I love Spider-Man, but I'm really glad I didn't start reading Spider-Man to like early '90s. Seems like I missed out on quite a bunch of crap.
Yeah.
This is not crap.
Not
This
a
is
spider.
brilliant.
Yeah, a lot of people look at Craven's Last Hunt and say, despite the fact that it's crazy, despite the fact that Craven is so far in left field, it's stupid. It's one of the better Spider-Man stories.
I mean, like, here's the thing. I'll get into the story in a second, but like at the end of it. So Spider-Man Craven hunts down Vermin, right?
Okay.
Because Spider-Man's
Yeah.
never quite defeated Vermin. He's like, once I defeat one of Spider-Man's villains,
Out of all of his villains,
yeah, well, I'll pick Vermin because, like, if I fight Electro, I'll die.
Look, I couldn't defeat Spider-Man. I finally defeated Spider-Man. That's not enough. Now I have to defeat his villains too.
As
when
Yeah.
are you gonna have enough, man?
Yeah.
Like Craven.
Well, that's the thing.
Jesus Christ.
It's never enough.
Now I'm picturing a behind-the-scenes moment where Craven's sitting there with a hat, and he's like, "Doc Ock, no.
Oh no.
Electro, Rat guy, where's he at? I can do that."
Probably, he's not too far removed. I fought bears and shit. I could probably fight a rat man.
It was the last piece of paper in the hat.
Yeah, Vermin.
Fuck. Vermin! Oh, I pulled Vermin. Everyone saw it, right?
Galactus, not happening.
Wow.
Galactus and his jackhammer. Why did I even put this in here?
Craven defeats Vermin, and then he puts him in a cage
Okay.
on his compound, and then Spider-Man wakes up, and he
Then Spider-Man.
and he
wakes
crawls
I'm
out
sorry.
of.
You mean Spider-Man is dead and his soul wakes up
No,
someplace?
I mean Peter Parker wakes up and he has this vision of himself dying, and he's crawling out of
That's the naked moment.
yeah, he's crawling out of the fucking ground and shit, and then actual Peter Parker crawls out of the ground. And he bursts out of the ground. It's a great looking scene.
I don't want to see Spider Penis.
He's reborn as a spider, and then he bursts out of the spider, and then he crawls back to Mary Jane. Because that's what gives him purpose.
Do you think when he has the spider penis, he shaves the pubes to be the arms and the legs?
Dude, that would be so awesome.
I thought
That would
Craven
be
took
so
his suit.
awesome.
No,
You
Craven
lied.
Craven made another
I
suit.
never
Maybe-
want to see
maybe
your
Mary Jane
dick
requests
aroused.
Craven
It's
made his
not
own
gonna
suit.
happen.
I want the spider,
Yeah.
Peter.
Because he didn't have Spider-Man suit because he had to bury him in it. For
Yeah.
some reason. I love how in comics people can just make these costumes.
Yeah, and it's
just
yeah,
like that.
That's like
and it looks
no,
great.
not even close. Yeah, it looks identical.
Everybody
unmistakable.
can make costumes.
He has
Yeah.
a sweatshop of
Yeah.
people.
So
All right,
Peter
so-
Parker goes back to Mary
That's the
Jane.
easy sweatshop.
They consummate, and then when
Constant, they had to have sex before he go.
Yeah.
Craven's out there killing muggers and attacking all my villains. But hold on. I've been under the ground for 2 weeks. I'm a little backed up. Can we
Yeah.
get the waterworks going?
I gotta bang
I don't
my-
know if he even knows any of that. I think
Okay,
he just comes out of the ground and goes right
He goes right home.
home.
Man, and he has to be exhausted.
And then she's there, but he's also been underground for 2 weeks, so he's
Yeah.
like, I just want to get home and be safe. I'm so fucked up right now.
I don't know. Being underground was pretty safe. Like,
No!
a week and a half and nothing happened to him.
That's true.
2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Well,
Two
he
It's
weeks.
the
did have-
safest place I've ever
He
seen.
did
Have
have
fever
visions
dreams.
of himself being a spider
And then being reborn.
bursting out of that spider.
Yeah, it's pretty.
He
fucked
also
up.
that's
didn't
pretty not safe.
breathe.
Yeah.
That's not needed in the comic book universe. What don't you understand about this, Ben?
Yeah. So
Maybe it's an
It's just
oxygen
ink
enriched
on
web.
paper, Ben.
Oxygen, he's got
So-
like-
Parking
He
street.
had a
I'm
web
telling you, man,
straw that
powers
was
of a spider.
You got
Yeah.
a problem? We
Breathe.
got a web.
healing factor. So Spider-Man
Hate you. Healing factor does
Healing
not.
factor.
Does not
Proportionate
just
powers of a
automatically breathe.
spider.
healing factor.
And a
A
spider
spider
doesn't
can
need
go
to
like
breathe.
a day without breathing.
That's right.
He's like way bigger than a spider, so he
How
can
does a
go
spider
many
go a
days
day
without
without
Like
breathing?
14 of
Do
them.
you not know the
Have
anatomy
you
of a
ever
spider?
Have you ever drowned a spider before?
They have a backup lung that they store an actual day's worth of oxygen in.
It's like the Italians. We have a
sounds
spare
real.
spot in our leg for pasta, so we just keep eating it.
He's got me there. So Spider-Man goes to confront Kraven, and he just and I already know I've beaten you, so I win forever because I beat you that one time. I didn't kill you, but I could have, and that's just as good.
And you know that.
And you know that I've defeated. It would if I killed you, then how would you wake up and live with the fact that I could have killed you?
Yeah.
So
Oh my god, he's a genius.
sure.
You're
So
a lunatic.
yeah. So then he goes anyway, this is your villain, and you should go defeat him because I've already done it. And then he releases Vermin. And so Vermin goes out. He's like, "Da!" And he's like, "I'll be back for you, Kraven. I'm gonna be fucking back for you." And Kraven's like, "Don't worry, I'll never hunt again after you're gone."
How is Vermin more of a threat right now than
Because
Kraven.
Vermin is a rat man that eats people.
But hold on.
Craven's just a threat to
Oh.
Spider-Man.
Yeah, Craven is just a dickhead.
Wait, why
Vermin is
has
a
Vermin? Why has Vermin not gotten a reboot? Because this sounds like a great character for modern day Spider-Man.
Because Vermin kind of sucks, and no one really knows what to do with him.
Kind of. He sounds like an ass.
Well, he's like,
No one wants to see that.
What don't you want to see like Rat Man stories where like Spider-Man's in the sewers and like there's rats and like
And he
there's a
finds
rat
human
man?
bones.
Yeah,
Ah.
he does in the sewers because Vermin ate them.
Yeah.
So anyway, Spider-Man
pretty
fights.
dark.
I don't
Shit
feel like watching the
happened.
Feast Spider-Man version.
The Beast.
So
Alright, so he goes and fights.
so he fights
fucking
Vermin. He beats Vermin. The end. Oh, and also
The
Kraven,
end of the-
well, the end of that, and then
Oh.
Kraven takes his rifle, climbs into his own coffin, and then blows his own brains out.
Yep.
What?
Of course he does. Of course he does. Because that makes no
Why?
sense. So,
It makes
yeah,
no
of
sense,
course
and he's
he does
crazy.
that.
Well, and it
Oh wow, wow.
yeah,
And then
and
There's
it's
blood all over the coffin.
It's
spent
okay though,
time in the
because he's
ground.
underground, and then he's gonna come out 2 weeks later.
Well, he's not underground. It's actually he created like an altar for himself.
Wait, where's he now?
I think this is going back. in
It's
time.
called a dirt
He's
nap
still
for a reason.
well.
Ben.
Craven kills himself before
It's rejuvenated.
Spider-Man defeats Vermin.
Okay,
like
so
a
Spider-Man's
mud
still
bath?
on the ground looking for
Yeah,
Vermin.
and in fact, okay, so
Kinda.
here's how Spider-Man defeats Vermin.
Except
Spider-Man and
dry.
Vermin fight in the sewer, and it's only until Spider-Man remembers that it's morning, and so he lures Vermin out of the sewers, and the daylight fucks him up because Vermin is like a nocturnal creature, and so it's only when Vermin faces the light of day
Into the light!
that he is defeated.
Because you see,
What if
rats
does he
never are
just-
seen in the daytime, ever. In fact, if they go out in the day, they burst into
Well, it's also
flames.
thematic.
vampires.
He doesn't burst into flames.
No.
he just stops.
He's just disoriented. And it's also thematic because it's Spider-Man is so dark and depressed throughout the whole story, and it's only when he embraces love and life that
Back
he can
into the
actually
light.
have.
Is this how Batman got the other Batman to come out of the cave and see the light? Like, is
At
that
the
why
end
they
of
got
Nightfall?
this?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did they
But-
rip off Craven's Last Time?
I mean,
I guess
DC
so.
rip off Marvel?
Yeah.
No.
I guarantee you that's happened in like 4 other comics also.
Yeah. The end of
Yeah,
the story
through
is
their
they
tongues.
bury Craven in the same grave
That he buried Spider-Man
that he
in?
buried Spider-Man in, only they have a different tombstone.
Who's they? Who's
Craven-
they?
Craven's posse.
Craven's guys, Craven's posse,
Craven's
exactly.
friends?
Yeah, Craven's
They
buddies.
knew that this was the plan?
Oh yeah, they've been helping out the whole time. They helped bury Spider-Man. They told
No, I know
Kraven-
that part, but
Where
like,
are they? Show
the-
me they
Actually-
in this
actually,
book.
They're right there
I
at
can
the
pass
end.
this,
Let's
yeah,
go to like
I
the
can
last
pass
page.
at the end, they're just like, and once he finally defeats
Oh.
Spider-Man, and then Spider-Man comes out, he's gonna kill himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're totally on
And then we
board for
bury
this, sir.
him in the ground.
Well, I want to know more about this
Well,
posse.
you know why? Guess who inherited all that money?
Yeah, those fucking guys.
Not
And
them.
by inherited, I mean they just took it and
Yeah,
fucking
they just ran off.
they were
with it
just
all.
like, I'm gonna take the master bedroom. You're gonna get the guest room. We're gonna live
We
in
will
this
fight
crazy
with
house.
spears naked to decide who gets the master
And then
bedroom.
they
And then
You
one
know what,
person,
you can
no,
have
just- one person goes to the spider room,
Yeah.
and they burn the place down.
Yeah. There's a whole room full of spiders.
Why
Half of
did
them are
no
eaten.
one know about this?
So Craven's Last Hunt was an unexpectedly dark story for
Yeah.
Spider-Man. Like in the 90s, it would be all like this.
Right.
Because,
It
and
seems very
And the
90s.
reason why
I'm
I
really
say that is
surprised it's
because the
86.
90s got grim and gritty, and this is, of course, around the same time as like Dark Knight Returns. In fact, it's the same year.
That's right.
And like
86.
Marvel read Dark Knight Returns, and they were like, "We need a Dark Knight Returns. Can you do something like that, but in continuity?" And DeMatteis like, "Yes, I can. Here you go." And they're like, "This is not Dark Knight Returns.
No, it is not.
What
But
did
we're
you
publishing
do?"
it?" And it was like it really affected people. It really like it kind of changed the genre a little bit because
Well,
it was
people
like really,
died in it.
People died in it. There was
Random
consequence.
people.
It was dark. There's some really killer art.
Yeah, I mean, you go to any forum or anything, and you say like, "Give me a list of like must-read Spider-Man."
Yep,
stories.
and they're like Craven's Last Hunt,
Hunt
top 3.
is going to be in there.
Now, I thought that when my girlfriend and I first started dating, and she was like, "Oh, I'm kind of into comics," and so I was like, "Well, then you're in for a treat because here's Craven's Last Hunt," and she read that and she was like,
What is wrong with you?
"This is like crazier than the Unabomber's manifesto.
Yeah,
This is like the craziest thing I've ever seen. No one acts like a person in this comic book.
Nope.
This is the craziest thing." If you ever want me to read another comic book again, the next one you give me had better not be
like that.
anything like that.
That's why Saga entered it.
Oh, it was Marvel 1602.
That was
She
a
was
good
like, "This is awesome."
Yeah.
And then I gave her Kingdom Come, and she was like, "This is awesome too."
Kingdom Come is probably one of the only real DC stories that I read, and that was freaking amazing.
It's
Yeah,
amazing.
Yeah,
And one day we will
One
do
of the few
Kingdom
I've read.
Come.
It's
Yeah.
great.
You should do it soon because I'm getting a lot of requests for it, and I'm just
Yeah.
gonna send them to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We should, because
We should
after we
definitely
do it,
do that.
I really want to
Okay,
read
we
it.
should
because I
take
have
those
not read
viewers.
it.
Yeah, and we'll
Take
do it.
them. I don't want
I
them.
will-
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's great. So, yeah, there you go. Also,
Next time on Back Issues.
yeah.
World War Hulk.
Yeah.
Is it a thing
And
in comics or in Spider-Man for bad guys to defeat a character
And
and
then
then
become-
become him?
That's Spider-Man.
Is
No,
that
that's also
specifically
Batman.
Spider-Man?
Yeah, that's
Okay,
Batman's, yes.
Batman doesn't count.
Bane does it all the time.
Bane only became
Batman is
once.
dead.
Yeah.
I will be Batman.
Did he really dress up as Batman?
Yeah.
He did it in Forever Evil.
Are they just copying Kraven's Last Hunt? Was this the
I
first
like-
time someone did that?
Was the first time that a villain had defeated their hero and then became them?
Yeah.
I mean, like, in comics, maybe. In fiction, no.
Well,
Right,
No,
no.
I'm certain that like back in the golden days, like there were definitely times where characters would dress up as
Yeah.
the superhero and try and trick people.
Right. Yeah, they've done that.
But then
they've
they
never
get
like
caught.
they've never been like, I must defeat them and then I'll become them.
Right.
No, that's never happened. In fact, like,
No, they've
you know,
He
you
didn't
think
even
about
use
it,
like web
fucking-
shooters, did he? He was
No,
like,
he had rope.
Yeah.
There's a scene
Ha-ha!
where he's hanging upside down. He's got rope,
Yeah.
and he's doing the Spider-Man pose.
Technically, he's a better Spider-Man than Spider-Man because
Yeah,
he doesn't do the shit he does with rope.
He has no
Props
powers
to
at all.
you.
Well, but you don't know if he's doing the same stuff. He's just
Well, no, he's
saying
doing
that he's Spider-Man.
He's doing the same poses. Like he's
Right.
still like he's
And that's what Spider-Man really
He's-
is.
he's just got a
He's
cameraman.
poses.
yeah. Well, he's like
And he-
leaping
and he
around and
punches
shit.
Bad guy.
And he
Yeah.
goes and works for the Daily Bugle.
Yeah. Mr. Jameson, I'm sorry.
You are not Peter Parker.
I need a raise.
You are not Peter
I
Parker.
have 2 dates and I don't know which one to go on.
Yeah, does he like go to
Look.
high school and shit? Like,
He's in college at this point.
oh,
I hate
does he go to
Spider-Man.
class?
Yeah,
Hired.
So, Kraven's Last Hunt, it's a staple of Spider-Man story. I love.
How did he
Dan
ever
Dim-
come
Dim-
back?
Who? Kraven?
Raven.
Oh, they had to kill a Spider-Man in order to. They had to give a life for a life, and it had to be Spider-Man.
No,
So-
didn't they kill a Spider-Woman?
No, well, they kept trying to. They tried to kill like all the spiders. So like they killed like Maddie Franklin Spider Girl. They killed Madam Web, and then Julia Carpenter, aka Arachne, aka Spider Woman 2, who first appeared in Secret Wars.
yeah.
Link in the description below. She became the new Madam Web because the Web of Life needed to create a new Madam Web, and Kane, the Spider clone, came back. Like the first Spider clone ever, who was like deformed and shit. He came back and he wound up taking the place of Spider-Man and like dressing like Spider-Man. So like when they killed him, like the ritual worked, but it worked tainted because they killed a clone instead of Spider-Man.
What were they trying to do?
They had to sacrifice Spider-Man
Right.
in
do
order
what?
to bring Kraven back to life.
Oh, so they were trying to bring
Kraven
Kraven
the
back.
Hunter back to life.
Who was trying?
His family, like his wife and his children.
Oh, okay.
No, actually, he comes back and he's like, "I should have stayed dead. Fuck all y'all."
That sounds pretty
Fuck-
normal.
fuck
That sounds
all
like it worked
y'all.
Exactly like
Because
it
you
would
think
have.
well, they
I'm
imply they
I
imply
should have stayed
that, like,
dead. Blam.
well, I
Does it
wish
again.
that they'd done that, but then it would have just like overshadowed this, and so instead, like he's running around. It's stupid. But like they imply that it was tainted because it was a clone. They're like, who knows what happened? But like he's just like, fuck you guys.
It's
like,
clone Kraven.
I
And then
killed
Kane comes back.
myself.
And then Kane comes
I
back. as a
didn't
giant
want
spider.
to live anymore.
Right.
I had sex with a crazy voodoo woman instead of you because I didn't like you.
Is that a problem?
No, I'm saying like Kraven like didn't like those
every
people.
Saturday.
Right, right.
And then they were
And
like,
they
we have to.
shouldn't like him, really.
Yeah,
What's wrong with them?
it's really dumb. And like, so it's almost like the prose itself is saying like, don't do this stupid story. It's really dumb. And I think actually Spider-Man puts on the black costume for that
Did I-
story.
Did anybody want that?
No, people love Grim Hunt. Just like people love the Back in Black after Civil War. Like people love this fucking shit.
And you do not.
No, well, like this is
Sal's not a
this is
person.
insane.
It sounds like- That's true. I've
This
got
is insane, but like it's part of the history. Like if they
now Grim Hunt is
and
part
now
of the
Grim-
history.
and that's
it's
why
like
I'm so-
20 years ago,
that's why
man.
I'm so angry. It's like, and now Grim Hunt is also part of the history.
And now
And
now
so
Kraven's
is-
first hunt is part of the
Yeah,
history.
exactly.
And
So is
so
Spider-Man
is
3.
Superior Spider-Man.
I didn't mind
And
Sabrina.
emo
He likes-
Spider-Man.
he likes Spirit.
That's a movie, and
Hey, that's
It's
history.
part of the history, man.
It's what more people know.
It's in the
That's
That's
an
part of
alternate
this-
dimension. Wait for it. Edge of Spider-Verse 29 is going to be him going to emo Spider-Man world.
If
I hope so.
If you ask the average person, like, hey, do you remember when Kraven ate that giant room full of spiders? They're gonna be like, no.
Most
They're
people
gonna-
don't remember
And they're
that.
gonna be like, hey, do you remember when fucking Tobey Maguire like slicked his hair to the side? They're like, yeah, I love that
finger
movie.
guns? No, they were
Nobody
not.
liked that movie.
Nobody.
Hey, Dance.
The general public probably does.
No, they don't. They were really mad. Thanks so much for being on the show, guys. It really this is fun. It's like a extra
Yeah.
visual version of the weekly pull. You got to see like
Craven's Last Hunt. Craven's Last Hunt.
Help us.
The camera's not focused that far up.
We're being kidnapped.
We've been kidnapped.
I made them read Craven's Last Hunt.
He
They're
made
just making
us read this.
They're just making us read
just
that
naked
bonus.
men.
Send us back.
Why are you making us read this
We
book?
made you
Get in the
read
spider room.
So seriously, though, thank you guys for having
thanks
us
so
on the
much for
TV
having
show.
us. And hey, check us out on theweeklypoll.net or .ninja. You'll find all of our videos. And check out the Weekly Poll podcast where I talk to these yokels every Thursday live on Marvel Explained.
And we'd love to give you a time frame, but it never happens on time.
No.
It
never happens
it's
on
somewhere
time.
around 4:30 or 5.
But you know what?
Maybe
It's
7.
up right after we're done, so,
Yep.
just
That's
check
all
us
good.
out. If you'll plug your channels again.
I'm Benny for Comic Storian, giving you much better content than Rob.
Wrong. 100% wrong.
That's just wrong. That's it. That's all I need
And
to say.
yeah.
I'm Rob from Marvel Explained.
And I'm Dave from Comics Reviews.
There you go. Thanks a lot for being here, guys. But I think it's time to put you guys back where you belong.
Are they going back on the rack?
Yeah, they're going back on the rack. There you go.
No, not the rack.
Oh yeah, the rack. And we're back.
All right.
Dude, that was really cool.
Thank you. I know.
Why haven't we done that more often?
I can only do it once.
Oh.
Yeah,
Wait,
and-
you can only teleport people through space one time,
that's it.
and you just did it to bring those 3 guys from other shows onto our show
Yeah.
for like an hour.
Are we talking
Yeah.
like it's only one round trip? Because like
No,
they
that's it.
came and then went.
Yeah.
Because that was like technically
one-
that's like 2 times.
No, it's true. Yeah, no, it's a round trip.
Okay, it's like a donut.
And you can never do it again.
No.
I kind of feel like that might have been a waste.
Well, that's just kind of rude to our guests. You know, I wouldn't say a waste.
No. Well,
Maybe there were somewhat better things you could have spent that teleportation, that one-time teleportation power on. Maybe to transport yourself out of a scenario where you were about to die, for example.
that would have been really helpful.
Yeah.
Or maybe, so that you could, know the lotto numbers someplace ahead of time.
Oh.
Into a bank vault, take all the money, and leave.
Wow. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good one.
You
too.
could have rescued someone. Like, been a
Yeah.
hero
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
the time.
You could have gotten enough money to actually fly them here and then send them back.
Are you still on the bank thing?
Yeah, well, just
It does make sense.
with any
like,
number of schemes involving teleportation could allow you to earn huge amounts of money.
I mean, you could also like start a religion. Like, I'm going to teleport myself because I'm God.
Yeah.
And, like,
Oh my god.
I mean, the
Yeah.
possibilities here.
Yeah.
There was a lot.
You could do the world's greatest magic trick.
All right, maybe it's not a waste, but it was definitely squandered.
It was definitely not the best use of that teleportation, is all I'm saying.
like if we could have had a 10, that was maybe like a 2.5.
Yeah. So not the worst thing you could have done.
It's not like you got yourself a burrito from Taco Bell and was just like, I'm really
Yeah,
hungry.
that would have been
like a
really
1.
fucking stupid. Yeah.